Holy shit, man. My eyes are not even open yet. And I gotta sit here and talk about Roman Reigns. You heard me. You heard me. I didn't stutter. I have no notes here. Except for the winners and the losers of last night's Raw.
Oh, but JD, Roman Reigns wasn't on Raw last night, man.
Yes, I know, uneducated clown. I know that. But when we all watch Monday Night Raw, I am shocked that none of us see Roman Reigns' spirit on Monday Night Raw. You know, the spirit and the soul of Monday Night Raw is indeed Roman Reigns. They do it for Roman. Last night's main event absolutely did not make any sense. Creatively, it made no sense, just wrestling-wise. Don't know why the match wasn't called off as a disqualification. Don't know why Angle didn't get everybody to band together and just go chase down the New Day, being that they infiltrated Monday Night Raw. Typical WWE logic as always, defying the stupidity that they are. Pretending like their fans don't know better, wanting their fans to be stupid, and then most of the people who watch this show, excluding us here because we're smart, they just fall for WWE's Kool-Aid and they drink all the sugary goodness that WWE gives them with a smile on their face, and they don't pinpoint the problems, but these are the people that ruin the show and have ruined the WWE product as a whole. Because they think it's good, and WWE continues to do it because the fans think it's good. I can go on and on. Man, this coffee's good, man. Starbucks graham cracker coffee. It's not too strong, it's not too sweet. Perfect balance. Unlike a Monday Night Raw. They do it for Roman. Let's go back in time. I'm going to be here for a while, clowns. As if you didn't know already. If you enjoyed the Survivor Series build, which I don't understand why you would, because it's pieced together like someone who's fucking trying to fix a fucking massive leak with nothing but duct tape. Survivor Series build is awful. If you are enjoying the Survivor Series build, then you enjoyed Monday Night Raw. If you're like me, and the people who watch me, who feel like Survivor Series is being pieced together week after week after week in the most rush job way, then you didn't enjoy Monday Night Raw last night. Let's backtrack to WrestleMania. WWE gives Roman Reigns the honor of challenging The Undertaker in the main event. With no storyline behind it, except whose yard is it now? Yeah, that's really creative and exhilarating storytelling there, WWE. I'm pulling down my pants and stroking my cock in anticipation for that one. Roman retires The Undertaker. Sure. And Jennifer Love Hewitt gave me a blowjob last night, and I just busted all over her face. Yeah, sure. Roman retires The Undertaker. We move on from WrestleMania. WWE has Brock Lesnar as its Universal Champion. They do nothing in the ways of building up the other titles on Monday Night Raw because they knew well and good that Lesnar was going to be off TV. We didn't see Lesnar until Great Balls of Fire. My insides are on fire because of how this show is being booked creatively all year. So Brock Lesnar gets Samoa Joe in a dream match that goes 7 minutes. Joe could have easily won the Universal Championship. The Universal Championship would have been better off on Samoa Joe, on Monday Night Raw, on someone who is a fucking monster. WWE didn't do it. Then they give Brock Lesnar Braun Strowman at No Mercy. Same thing. Joe was ready for a Universal Championship. Braun Strowman was ready for a Universal Championship. He deserved a Universal Championship. The champion belonged on Monday Night Raw. WWE had an ample opportunity to put the title back on Raw, back on a full-timer, to give the main event scene something to fight for, something to strive for. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. They opted to keep the title on a part-timer, and Brock Lesnar is the definition of a part-timer who does not defend the title all but 4 times a year. And why did they do that, people? Why did they do that? They did it for Roman. Sing along with me. They did it for Roman. WWE thinks that we don't know what they're doing. Everybody's all excited. They're all excited. Oh my God. The Shield. I can't believe they're back together, man. The Shield. Fuck are you? What are you watching? The Shield. The fuck are you watching? The Shield. What are you talking about? All I hear is Roman's theme music, and I see 2 guys behind him. The Shield. More like Britney Spears and his background dancers. Or her background dancers. In this case, Roman is Britney Spears. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are background fodder for Roman Reigns. The Shield. WWE brings back the Shield in the most unentertaining, unintriguing, uncreative way possible, with no real threat built up on their brand to challenge the Shield. They want to give you the Shield, but instead it's tea and crumpets with Roman Reigns. What type of tea will you have today, sir? Spearmint, peppermint, English breakfast, Earl Grey. I have a nice chamomile. Chamomile? Okay. You want lemon? Tea time with Roman Reigns and friends, people. It's not a Shield reunion. But WWE, amongst all the crying of all the little goons in the crowd, all the nostalgia bloodsuckers, they just played with everybody's emotions. They got the Shield back together. Roman's cheered. WWE thinks they got a victory. Yes! We finally got one over on them. What do you think of that done? Would? Roman's being cheered. Of course he's being cheered. Because he's standing next to 2 guys who the fans actually like. Roman ain't getting cheered because people like Roman all of a sudden. What do you think, it's like a light switch? 1 week he's the most hated fucking man in the business, now all of a sudden he's the most beloved? On what planet do you think that's gonna be a reality? What am I? People think I'm a smart mark. You're damn right I'm a fucking smart mark. I am smart. And I'm a mark for common sense. WWE fails to realize that when they pull that Band-Aid off, and it hurts like a motherfucker, that it's going to go right back to what it was when Roman wasn't in the Shield. Roman's going to be pissed on at every twist and turn. Roman could be on fire in the middle of that ring and people wouldn't fucking piss on him to put him out. They did it for Roman. WWE wants to have Rollins and Ambrose come out to Roman's theme music, as if I don't know the difference, pretending it's the Shield's theme when he isn't there, recovering from the mumps. Why? Because they did it for Roman. What am I going on here, people? What am I going on about in this entertaining opening to Monday Night Raw review? WWE, once again, took something that I was probably the only thing outside of the main event on this show. They took something at the Survivor Series. They gave it to you. They announced it. And they generated some excitement in my soul for Survivor Series. Wow. Something that I could actually care about on this show. Something that I'm looking forward to on this show. And looking forward to and a WWE pay-per-view, really haven't been on the same page all year with its fans. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose were going to go into Survivor Series to have a non-title match against the Usos. It would be Raw champions versus SmackDown champions in a match that easily could have been match of the night, could have been one of the best matches of the year. WWE gave it to us, and last night they took it away from us. Now, before anybody gets on my case, no, I am not downgrading the talent of the team of Sheamus and Cesaro. I am not saying that they will not be ample replacements for Ambrose and Rollins. I'm not saying that they're not going to put on a better match or that they won't put on a better match at Survivor Series. I would have much rather seen the Shield against the Usos than the Bar versus the Usos, because people aren't thinking in terms of the way I'm thinking. Now, this isn't really important to anybody, I'm sure. People don't really think about this type of thing, but I am of the old school mentality. I really am. Because all of this is going to have an adverse effect on Survivor Series, and you're lying to yourself if you don't think it will. Brock Lesnar, I'm going to exclude him here in this conversation because he can do whatever the fuck he wants. But Brock Lesnar ultimately is being booked as a badass motherfucker who does what he wants. People are going to cheer for him because they like that type of thing. But when we get closer to WrestleMania, he's going to be of the underdog, not the underdog, of the heel. He might as well be the underdog. I know he's going to be underdog with the fucking bookers in Las Vegas, I'll tell you that. But he is of the babyface mentality. Now, he's going to be of the heel persona going into WrestleMania. Because WWE wants Roman as their babyface, their underdog fighting big dog babyface. So, I'm going to lump him now, for the time being, in the heel role. Jinder is a failure, and he's a heel. So, we have a heel versus a heel for their world champion versus champion showdown at Survivor Series. Natalya and Alexa Bliss, heel versus heel. Miz versus Baron Corbin, heel versus heel. Now we have the Bar versus the Usos, heel versus heel. You don't find that to be a little too much? Why WWE would go away from the one match that presented a babyface versus heel dynamic to get the crowd excited, Now, everybody that's going to be at Survivor Series, are they going to just sit down on their hands and knees and enjoy good wrestling? No. The WWE audience as a whole wants someone to put their faith in. WWE wants someone to get behind and cheer for in the match. How are we going to cheer for any of these individuals on that night and invest our time in these people when they're all heels? At some point, old school ideology, Wrestling 101, has to be presented. Survivor Series is going to be a bore fest if that is the direction that WWE is going in. Ultimately, now we have to wait 4 hours to see Jinder Mahal squashed like a fucking fly, and then the Raw versus SmackDown match. That's my issue with that. Not a big issue but still an issue that needs to be addressed. That's why I'm here. The other thing that I'm worried about is, again, exactly what I talked about. They did it for Roman. WWE sabotaged a Rollins and Ambrose tag team title reign on Monday Night Raw. They sabotaged a reign for Ambrose and Rollins on Monday Night Raw to get Roman back on the card, fighting alongside both of them. Because they knew that if they kept the titles on Rollins and Ambrose, that Reigns would be fighting by himself. Why is that an issue? Why is that an issue for WWE? So you mean to tell me Reigns can't fight on his own? Reigns can't be added to make a great match, the Raw vs. SmackDown match, even greater? You want to find Jason Jordan as a suitable replacement. A guy who is standing next to Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Kurt Angle on the same team. Looking across the ring at Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Shane McMahon. This guy, A, sticks out like a fucking motherfucker in that match. B, has no business being in that ring with everyone that is already in that match. And C, undeserved of that position. It will do nothing to get him over. Just like the reaction in Manchester, England when he came out. Dead silence. Nobody gives a shit. You think this is going to get Jason Jordan over? You think this is going to get Jason Jordan over? You are fooling yourself. The guy sucks all the charisma out of everything that he does. He's got no personality. He's nothing but a nice smile with big white teeth. Absolutely nothing about Jason Jordan sticks out to me. Yet you want to put him in a match and you want to find him as a suitable replacement for Roman Reigns because you want to do everything for Roman Reigns. Roman doesn't need to fight alongside the Shield. WWE doesn't realize that what they're doing is so blatant. I don't get why they are so high on this Shield reunion. Roman should have been leading Monday Night Raw. Rollins and Ambrose should have been going up against the Usos. I don't want to complain too much about it because the Survivor Series card in the end looks better than it did a week ago. But the fact that WWE, and the point I'm trying to make is WWE is so blatant in everything that they do. All their actions are so blatant when it comes to Roman Reigns that it's absolutely sickening. I want to conduct an experiment right now on Monday Night Raw Review. Not everybody agrees with my outlook on WWE. I want to conduct an experiment right here. If you are disappointed that WWE is not giving us Rollins and Ambrose versus the Usos, hit the thumbs up on the video. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, hit the thumbs up on the video. If you already dislike the video like a fucking troll loser, and you're still watching me, which I know you are, hit the thumbs up if you're disappointed. I want to see how many people are really disappointed in the Shield not going up against the Usos. They sabotage a perfectly good title reign for Rollins and Ambrose to get Roman back on the card. Would Survivor Series be any less important if Roman wasn't there? Do we even need Roman Reigns on the Survivor Series card with both brands being represented? I mean, was it going to be that big of a deal that you had to sabotage a perfectly good title reign and flip the titles back and forth in an already non-existent division that only consists of two teams? This is not saying that Ambrose and Rollins aren't going to get a rematch after what happened last night. I'm pretty sure that they will. I'm pretty sure that they'll win the tag team championships back because WWE only took the titles off them to get Roman on the card. WWE was smart. They take this opportunity and turn Ambrose heel. WWE was smart. They would take this opportunity and just build Ambrose breaking away from the Shield. I'd actually have the New Day go over. I'd have the New Day go over the Shield at Survivor Series. Ambrose turning heel, building to Ambrose and Rollins at WrestleMania. Might not be happening at Survivor Series, but the thought of it is the perfect way to book Ambrose and Rollins going into WrestleMania. You can't really do it right now because there's no tag teams in the division. So WWE ultimately played the title switch game last night, courtesy of the New Day. New Day came out and said that Monday Night Raw is a 3-hour marathon of a B show, which it's hard to argue what they said last night. So now we're getting Roman Reigns returning. We got Ambrose and Rollins losing the titles to the Bar. We got the New Day being the cause of that. You add 1 + 1, it equals 2. You're getting the New Day versus the Shield in a 3-on-3 SmackDown versus Raw faction match at the Survivor Series. Jump for joy, I am so excited. The Bar now goes up against the Usos. Survivor Series does look a little bit better than it did a week ago, but still, hardly any excitement coming from the Survivor Series when A, this pay-per-view has been pieced together in 2 weeks with no intrigue or no conflict between the brands whatsoever. B, we know why that they did the title switch last night because of Roman Reigns. And C, they just needed to get Roman Reigns on the show. Show that includes every major top star up and down on that roster. Yeah, Roman Reigns is really, really going to make a difference to the Survivor Series numbers. Don't know why WWE does what they do, but I gotta present the facts to you the way that I see it. And what I stated is facts. And this is not going to be the only time that WWE does it for Roman. We still got Rumble, we still got WrestleMania, and we still got 2 months left in 2017. They do it for Roman. And last night was another thing you can add to that list. Absolutely ridiculous. If you haven't realized already, this is your Monday Night Raw review for last night's show, November 6th, 2017. I am, of course, JD from New York. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support. If you missed anything on the channel, Off the Script is live. It's been demonetized and then monetized. So it's kind of had its SEO statistics affected. So make sure you guys go and check that out. They are live. We talk about the Jericho-Omega situation. We talk about Lesnar and Mahal, the title match with Mahal and AJ Styles that's happening tonight on SmackDown Live. We'll talk about that tonight in the official review when the show finishes tonight on the USA Network. We talk about the real reason why Emma was released from the WWE. All that, plus so much more on a action-packed filled Off the Script this weekend. All of those videos are live on the channel right now. I conducted even a live stream of my first ever live Call of Duty World War II live stream. That is live on the channel right now. We went live for about 3 hours last night, or yesterday afternoon rather. And it was a frustrating yet decent time on World War II. All that stuff is on the channel right now, so make sure you guys go and support all that if you did not get notified in your subscription boxes. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206, and please hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. We are close to 85,000 subscribers, man. So thank you for all your love and support. Monday Night Raw opened up with someone who I think should not even be at this point the Intercontinental Champion. The Miz is in the ring with the Miztourage for Miz TV. Axel is in a neck brace. Bo Dallas is Bo Dallas, and The Miz always has something to say. So this actually brings Angle out. Angle is his guest on Miz TV, and The Miz accuses Kurt Angle of masterminding his Kane attack on Daniel Bryan. So we're going to listen to what The Miz said to Kurt Angle, and then Kurt Angle being frustrated, ultimately getting one over on The Miz.
Kurt, welcome to Miz TV. Let's talk Survivor Series, shall we?
Well, Miz, despite our differences, I want you to know you have my...
It is absolute
Wow!
chaos out here. Don't know if you can even hear me.
An ad!
Shot of this cold front right here.
12 seconds in.
Progress is an unstoppable force. Brace yourself for the season of Ivy sales event.
Wow, man.
full support with your match against Baron
What
Corbin.
a weird place for an... I'm not even editing that out, man.
Well, thanks, Kurt. I wish I could say the same to you.
Well, if anybody knows what I'm capable in this ring, or what I can do, it's you. Or did you forget the TLC pay-per-view?
Yeah, how could I forget? I remember, let's see what I remember. I remember you abusing your power so you can have one last ride of glory with the Shield. I remember, despite my best efforts, my team falling apart. And you know what else I remember? I remember Stephanie McMahon saying this.
I expect victory.
Oh my
and
God.
I expect total
Oh my God.
annihilation. And if I what I expect, then you can expect
Her
me
voice!
to find a new general manager.
I'm not going anywhere. This is Monday Night Raw. We have the best talent, the best show, and the best fans.
Yeah, right!
Now, don't get me wrong, SmackDown's had a good run, 18 years. But Shane McMahon, he has a bit of an inferior complex, because SmackDown will always be known as the B Show. And at Survivor Series, we're going to prove that.
Really? Have you forgotten about SmackDown's brutal siege? And how did
So
you
stupid.
retaliate? Daniel Bryan, your counterpart, came there to give you the reason why you were under siege. And what did you do to retaliate? Locked him in your office and sicked Kane on him. You think SmackDown's gonna be happy about this? You know, I wouldn't be shocked if SmackDown came here tonight again and put us under siege.
They wouldn't dare, and it's not going to happen. I had nothing to do with Kane's attack on Daniel Bryan.
I know you systematically planned to eliminate Daniel Bryan, just like you tried to systematically plan to eliminate the Miztourage.
What the hell are you talking
What
about?
the hell am I talking about? What the hell am I talking about? Last week, you forced me to defend my Intercontinental Championship when I was unprepared. Then stopped me when I was trying to leave so Braun Strowman could try to crush me with a garbage truck. Luckily, Bo and I were able to escape, but someone wasn't so lucky. Curtis Axel.
Who stands there in a neck brace
Daniel
after
Bryan
5 power
doesn't
slams.
deserve an apology. Axel does.
Well, that's not going to happen.
When
And
my
I didn't know
hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. And the lies.
Put your hand down.
Okay. Calm down. There's no need to get hostile. Listen, Kurt. If you had nothing to do with last week's attack on me by Braun Strowman, then why, the very next day, did you reward him by putting him on Raw's Survivor Series team?
One had nothing to do with the other. Braun Strowman deserves to be on Team Raw. And he's one hell of a negotiator because I had to promise him one thing.
What's that?
A match. Tonight. Against you!
I don't care about any of this stuff with Strowman and The Miz. I just don't.
Oh my goodness!
It's very difficult to find any care in that situation, man. In fact, what does it really accomplish? What does it really accomplish? The Miz versus Braun Strowman. If it's not for the Intercontinental Championship, then what is the point? Yeah, Braun Strowman got his revenge on The Miz for his team dumping him in a garbage truck. But you do realize that WWE is booking The Miz as if he's not the Intercontinental Champion. He has a title over his shoulder that should not be disrespected in a way where you put him in a situation where he has absolutely no chance of survival. Again, I am of the old school, ideology. The Miz should be, theoretically, your number one guy on this show. He should be protected at every twist and turn because of the absence of Brock Lesnar. Does WWE do that? No, they book The Miz as if he's a jobber holding a piece of gold. That's why I don't care. These fucking gullible idiots. Oh, look, The Miz is going to get what he deserves from Braun Strowman. Meanwhile, they don't realize that the Intercontinental Championship is being treated like shit. WWE's programmed everybody in attendance to not give a shit about their champions. This is a grade A example. Don't understand why they got to treat The Miz like that. Back in the day, the Intercontinental Champion would never be treated like that. He was always treated a step below the WWE Champion. The Miz and the Intercontinental Championship, well, I mean, depending on who you look at, I mean, Jinder Mahal's a fucking failure. But on Monday Night Raw, I mean, the Intercontinental Championship might as well be the Cruiserweight Championship. It's absolutely worthless in every sense of the word. So, Braun Strowman versus The Miz. This entire segment was to set up The Miz versus Braun Strowman, and that's the reason WWE gave us as to why Braun Strowman was chosen for Team Survivor Series, Team Raw. So you mean to tell me that he only made a deal with Kurt Angle to be on Survivor Series Raw team because he wanted The Miz? Kurt Angle didn't pick Braun Strowman because he's the most legit motherfucker, badass motherfucker on the show? Come on, dude. What a piss-poor explanation in itself that was. Come on, man. If I'm picking a team, I'm not having Braun Strowman negotiate with me to get on the team. I'm picking Braun Strowman because he is the best guy for the job. Piss-poor explanation from WWE as always, proving that the Survivor Series build is an absolute waste of everybody's time. Guitar on a pole match. Elias versus Jason Jordan. I wish Elias would actually just sing a song and make Jason Jordan disappear. The guy is a fucking waste. Jason Jordan grabs the guitar. Elias rolls to the floor. Jordan chases him into the ring. Elias catches him as he's coming back in. Stomps away. Rookie mistake by Jason Jordan. Elias picks up the guitar, misses a guitar shot. Jordan sends him into the corner. Jordan then rams Elias from corner to corner. Jordan with his belly-to-belly suplex. He's all fired up now. He's doing his thing. Jordan grabs the guitar, waits as the fans boo. They're booing Jason Jordan in a match against Elias. So what happens? Jordan nails Elias with the guitar and he wins the match. Jordan stands tall with the remnants of the guitar. Elias continues to sell the guitar shot on the outside, and that was that. That was that. The charisma vacuum known as Jason Jordan even booed overseas. But yeah, he's a great, suitable replacement for Roman Reigns on Team Raw at Survivor Series. Asuka versus Stacey Coates. Seems like WWE is 2 for 2 here. Let's see how long this goes. Asuka defeats Stacey Coates in a squash match. She mocks Coates in the middle of the ring. Asuka with the hip attack. More of her signature offense. More kicks. Asuka ends up dropping Coates. And that was it. Done. 1, 2, 3. I'm liking what they're doing so far with Asuka still. 1 week too late after that TLC disaster, WWE should have done this from the get-go, then built up to her pay-per-view showdown with someone of a more credible stature. But, you know, WWE does things backwards because they think it makes sense. Now, after the match, we have Alicia Fox announcing that Asuka is going to be on Team Raw at Survivor Series. Okay. I expected that. I knew Asuka was going to be a part of Team Raw. There's no reason why she shouldn't be a part of Team Raw. Now, the thing is, I talked about this on Off the Script this past weekend. How do you book Asuka for the Survivor Series? There was rumors going around, or there's a story going around, that Monday Night Raw Creative right now is having a major problem booking Asuka going into the Survivor Series. At one point, they didn't want her on the team because they want to keep her strong and they want to keep her mysterious. On the other hand, they want to put her on the team because she is going to be a big part, or the biggest part, of the Raw Women's Division. Now she's on the team. She's been announced for the team. How do you book Asuka at the Survivor Series? I would be absolutely floored if WWE does exactly what I presented on Off the Script this weekend. Asuka this is my prediction, Asuka is going to be the last remaining member of the team. She's going to be looking down at Naomi, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. Asuka is going to systematically eliminate Naomi, Becky, and it's going to come down to Asuka and Charlotte in the middle of the ring. Why? Because I think that makes the most sense. Why? Because Asuka needs to be built up as a sole survivor. Why? Because Asuka needs to remain mysterious on the outside. She doesn't get a tag at all in that match. And the reason why she doesn't get a tag in that match is because everybody on Team Raw is jealous of all the hype Asuka is receiving. So they neglect her. They neglect her at Survivor Series. Not one of those women willing to tag in Asuka out of sheer jealousy. So when the time comes when someone needs to make a tag because she's getting her ass kicked, Asuka's going to be the only one there. Or Asuka is going to just stand there and just watch all of her team just go down in a sea of flames. And then she's going to be the one to ultimately overcome everything and say, goodbye, everybody. I did it on my own. I didn't need you anyway. And she's going to beat Charlotte, Asuka lock to Charlotte, and don't tell me that that's going to bury the rest of the SmackDown roster, because that's the best way to build up Asuka at this point. That's the best way to do it. And don't tell me I'm wrong. I am 100% right on that. That is the best way to build up Asuka and get hype and build hype and get her to look strong. If WWE does that, there's no doubt in my mind that somebody's listening to this show. I would be shocked if it doesn't happen. Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's the only thing that makes sense. Asuka beats Stacey Coates. It is what it is. She's on the Survivor Series Raw Women's team. Charley Caruso is backstage with Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. Titus talks about how they have fun in Titus worldwide. Titus Catering worldwide. What's on the menu tonight, Titus? Grilled or fried chicken? What type of side dish you got, bro? Mashed? I like that garlic mashed potato, bro. Sweet potato? I'll take the sweet potatoes. Last week wasn't fun at all because Samoa Joe just put both of them, both bums, both jobbers, both losers, in the coquina clutch. Titus then warns Joe, don't come late to catering. Be there at 6 p.m. sharp before Raw. You come at 6:05, you're going to miss dessert, bro. All the key lime pie going to be gone. Titus warns Joe that he's in trouble tonight. Ooh. What type of trouble is Joe in, Titus? He didn't throw away his paper plate after he finished? Samoa Joe versus Titus O'Neil. Titus and Apollo Crews come down together. Joe doesn't even wait for an introduction. Comes from behind, attacks both Crews and Titus. He throws Crews off the stage. Puts the coquina clutch on Titus on the ramp. Joe then hits the ring and says that it doesn't matter if you are as big as Titus or as athletic as Crews. If you stand in his way, he will put you down, says Joe. Joe issues a challenge to the back and anyone that wants to come out and fight. The music hits and comes out Finn Balor. Finn Balor comes out and surprises Samoa Joe. Now, normally I would shit all over this, but I like this feud. I like what they did back in NXT. I have one problem with what was presented here. This was a very good match. Corey Graves and Michael Cole at least made an attempt to talk about their brief history in NXT. That these two men were not strangers to one another. Booker T is an absolute oblivious fucking clown. Like, I don't understand this guy. He comes off as some fucking uneducated goon. You know? He's talking as if Joe and Balor are some noobs who just arrived on Monday Night Raw. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm listening to this guy and I'm like, what? What is this guy talking about? Meanwhile, Corey Graves is over there trying his best to tell you that, yeah, Joe and Balor are no strangers to one another. They had battles up and down NXT for the NXT title. Michael Cole, two veterans of their craft. Then you got Booker T acting as if they're fucking two rookies on Monday Night Raw. You know, you gotta start acknowledging that NXT exists. These guys come from somewhere. We watch them in NXT. NXT's on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. They got 5 takeovers per year. It's as part of the WWE. It's more a part of the WWE than anything right now. Start embracing it. This is where your future is coming from, and you're neglecting your future. And when you get your future on the main roster, you treat it like shit. So fucking stupid, man. It's infuriating. This was actually a very good match. The reason for this match was nothing but random. And then the end of this match really showed you what this match was about. These two beat the fucking shit out of each other, and then that's what prompts Angle to come out at the end of the fucking match and say, Joe and Balor, I like what you guys did here tonight. I need this type of intensity on Monday Night Raw. Both of you are going to be on my team. So, they had to literally beat the shit out of each other to get your attention for Team Raw. Like, you didn't come to a conclusion that maybe Samoa Joe would probably be one of the best choices for your team to go up against SmackDown. You needed to have a match with Finn Balor to see that. I mean, am I stupid? Am I really this fucking stupid? Wow, WWE. Wow, I didn't know Samoa Joe was good for the job. I needed to see him go up against Finn Balor in a 15-minute match to come to a conclusion that the guy is good for Team Raw. Finn Balor, on the other hand, I mean, the guy's been booked like shit all year. Double count out here. Balor was beat up most of the match. Balor gets the sling blade. Balor does the drop kicks, that hesitation drop kick in the corner. He goes to the top for the coup de grace. Joe moves out of the way. We got Joe doing a Uranagi out of the corner for a 2 count. And Joe goes to the coquina clutch in the middle of the ring. Balor breaks it. Nails a double foot stomp to the chest. Joe rolls out to get away from Balor, giving himself some breathing room. Balor runs the ropes, leaps out, takes Joe down to the floor. Everybody's going crazy at this point. They fight on the outside. They fight up the ramp. Referee counts both of them out. Fans are chanting bullshit at the finish. Joe and Balor brawl on the ramp. Officials try to break it up. Angle comes down and says this is the kind of action he wants to see on his team at Survivor Series. And then he announces Balor and Joe for Team Raw, joining Angle and Braun. Balor ends up running and leaping off the stage, taking Joe down to the floor. Joe recovers as Finn's music hits, and that's the end of the segment. This is what should be a program for the Intercontinental Championship. These guys are fighting for nothing. They go from fighting for the NXT title and fighting in something important to fighting for nothing on Monday Night Raw. This is what your Intercontinental Championship title feud should be. This is why I said get the fucking title on either another heel who's more legit or get it on a babyface where he has a multitude of heel challenges ahead of him. Come on, man. That's why I initially stated months ago Balor would be a perfect candidate for the Intercontinental Championship. Even Jeff Hardy, before he got hurt, would have been a perfect candidate for the Intercontinental Championship. Babyface champion, fighting champion. Balor's got a multitude of opponents. Joe, perfect IC title feud. Elias, could elevate Elias, right? That's another perfect heel to go up against a babyface. You got Braun Strowman. You could do that if you want to. WWE's got options. Bray Wyatt. The feud between Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt could have actually meant something if the IC title was on the line. Instead they're fighting over who wears makeup best. Yeah. Still don't understand how they have to fight. They have to fight. Angle needs to see Joe fight Finn Balor in a 20-minute match on Monday Night Raw to deem him worthy to fight alongside him at Survivor Series. Give me a fucking break, dude. Joe and Strowman would have been my top two choices out of anybody on this brand, but they need to go improve themselves. Fuck out of here, dude. Kurt Angle's backstage, calling Daniel Bryan, leaving Daniel Bryan a voicemail. I guess Daniel Bryan is still crying over the fact that Chris Jericho's fighting Kenny Omega at New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom 12. Hey, Daniel! Wrestle Kingdom 13 is looking pretty damn good right now, bro. What do you say? Daniel Bryan versus Kazuchika Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 13. Book it for 2019. Anyways, leaving Daniel Bryan a voicemail, apologizing for what Kane did last week. Tells him to call him back when he's feeling better. Jason Jordan walks in and Angle gives him props for improving on what? Improving on what? Improving on crowd reaction? Seems like it's getting worse week after week. Angle says that this may be seen as favoritism, but he hopes Jordan has the thick skin. Angle names Jordan as the final member of the Men's Raw Survivor Series team. Wow. Give me a break, dude. That spot should be given to Roman to make that match even better. Jason Jordan, yeah,
Oh, but JD, he's going to be given an opportunity, man.
what opportunity? He's not going to come out of this any different than he is now. Jason Jordan has already failed as an experiment on WWE Raw. Man, oh man, do I miss the days of American Alpha. But now we got Benjamin and Gable. So Jason Jordan shit out of luck, man. Gable moved on, and Jordan is just failing. Mike Rome really sucking up to Bayley and Sasha Banks, calling them two of the greatest superstars of all time. Mike Rome, I love you, bro. I love your work, but give me a break. I mean, unless you're waiting to get a blowjob from both Bayley and Sasha Banks at the same time, I don't know why verbiage like that was just scripted. Really, you know? They go on about Survivor Series, saying that they deserve to be on Survivor Series, that they want to be on Team Raw. Sasha says Alicia better name them to the team. Bayley says it's time to remind everyone that no one shines better on a big stage than they do. So Bayley had to go all the way over to England to get a crowd to actually care about her. Good job, Bayley. Good job. Now you come back to the States and people can't stand to see you. That's why you're on a fucking t-shirt. Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Nia Jax and Alicia Fox. Bore, yawn, sleep. Move on. Next. Nobody gives a shit, dude. This is why I say every single week. This is the same shit every fucking week. You need a division of 9 or 10 women. You got a division of 5 fucking women here. How many matches and how many match combinations can we see before we say enough is enough already? You know how many times these women have gone up against each other all year? Bayley and Sasha Banks win. Bayley knocks Nia off the apron, sends Fox into the second turnbuckle. Bayley crawls for a tag. Fox grabs her leg. Sasha still gets the tag. Comes in. Gets the hot tag on Alicia Fox. Sasha with the double knees off the top. Sasha then hits Nia and goes back on Fox. She's doing double duty here as Bayley's just a waste of fucking time. Fox catches her in a tilt-a-whirl. It's countered. Sasha with more knees. A 2 count. Nia breaks it up. Bayley and Sasha end up double-teaming Nia. Double-teaming Nia. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. Sends Nia to the floor. Fox rolls Banks up from behind, but Sasha turns it into the bank statement, and Alicia Fox taps out. After the match, Banks and Bayley stand tall. Fox takes the mic and says that she needs Banks on her team. She wants Banks on her team. Bayley looks on and feels left out. So we got 1 week. We got 1 week before they announce the final member of the Raw women's team. I would die laughing if Bayley is left off and Dana Brooke is announced as the final member. I don't know, man. Is there a possibility that Bayley gets left off? Do they hate Bayley that much that they would leave her off the Raw Survivor Series team? Maybe Mickie James gets the nod, man. I don't know. We might see Bayley versus Mickie James next week. Maybe Alicia Fox wants Bayley to prove herself. I don't know what's going to happen with that, man. But I found it funny that they chose Sasha and not Bayley last night on Monday Night Raw. Braun Strowman versus The Miz. This did nothing for me. Miz playing a coward, running around, trying to get the Miztourage involved. He finally gets the Miz in his grasps. He throws him around, and he launches the Miz out to his partners. He takes his right fist, and he knocks out Bo Dallas, knocks him out cold. Does Strowman. He then chases Axel around the ringside. He's got the neck brace on. Axel's begging for it not to happen. He throws Axel into the barricade with the neck brace on. He then takes the Miz and launches him over the top rope onto both members of the Miztourage. Kane comes out. Music goes off. They have a stare down in the middle of the ring. I am just gleaming with excitement here. Kane and Braun Strowman go back and forth. They start brawling. The referee calls for the bell. Absolutely a waste of my time. Braun Strowman delivers a power slam. Kane sits up. Braun Strowman knocks Kane over the top rope with that clothesline. He lands on his feet. They stare at each other. Boredom ensues. Again, I ask and I beg to question. What did the Big Show do for Braun Strowman that Kane is going to do? Or what didn't the Big Show do? Let me rephrase that. What didn't the Big Show do that Kane is going to do for Braun Strowman? Nobody gives a shit about this. This is an absolute waste of Kane's time. Go get your office ready for your mayor position. This is a waste of Braun Strowman's time. I don't get this. How is anybody enjoying Kane back on television? Jesus Christ. What do we got here, man? Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore cuts a promo, says he's the greatest thing to hit the UK scene since the bubonic plague. I'd rather have the bubonic plague than watch 205 Live. I might have to watch 205 Live tonight. I'll tell you why in a second. Enzo goes on... Actually, I'd rather have the bubonic plague than watch Stephanie McMahon on Monday Night Raw. Let me rephrase that. I'd rather have the bubonic plague than watch Stephanie McMahon come back to Monday Night Raw. Or Stephanie McMahon is the bubonic plague to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is the bubonic plague. Enzo goes on bragging about how great he is before he takes shots at Survivor Series and his opponent, Kalisto. Kalisto rushes to the ring. Enzo retreats. Takes a seat by ringside. Angle comes out and introduces Enzo's opponent for tonight. It would have been a nice surprise if WWE cued the right fucking music. Kurt Angle comes out, yet they're playing Pete Dunne's fucking music. You know? At least have Angle come out to his theme music and then introduce Pete Dunne to his theme music. Pete Dunne makes his WWE Monday Night Raw debut. I love Pete Dunne, man. Pete Dunne is an absolute fucking beast. This was a squash. He has one of the best looking finishes in WWE, man. That bitter end is fucking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Easy win, easy pin. Pete Dunne, the United Kingdom champion, destroys Enzo Amore. Now, 205 Live might be must watch tonight because 205 Live has asked the UK division to come visit 205 Live. I hope that they don't put those guys on 205 Live. I hope not. They're much better than that. But if that is going to be, if they're going to have those guys on the 205 Live show, A, it's got to be more legit. B, it's got to actually be reminiscent of what a real cruiserweight division should be. And C, I'm going to have to start watching it because I enjoy everybody from the UK division. Pete Dunne, Wolfgang, you got Mark Andrews over there, you know, Trent Seven. You're going to have those guys, Tyler Bates over there. I might have to watch tonight to see what's going on. I'll watch it after I do my SmackDown review. But if WWE is thinking about adding 205 Live and mixing it up with the UK division, I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn on that one. I'd rather than be in NXT, if anything, not 205 Live. What else do we got here, man? Charley Caruso, backstage with Alexa Bliss, talking about her match with Natalya. Bliss says Natalya is an eccentric cat lady and knocks her recent comments on SmackDown. Charley reminds Bliss that she really did run away during the Under Siege attack. Bliss knocks Charley and says she's going to run circles around Natalya, just like she did when she was on SmackDown. Bliss goes on and knocks Natalya some more, and then the interview is over. I don't care. That's what that interprets. Then we got The Bar versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. This was a very, very good tag team title match. The ending was really, really good, man. You know, it was the same shit up until the ending, and that's when things broke down. Until the New Day came out and Big E did the introduction, everybody was wondering what was going on. As soon as I seen the New Day come down and then Sheamus under the distraction, you know, everybody's just looking at the New Day as they stand in the audience. Sheamus is the only one with a sane fucking mind to say, listen, nobody rang the bell, the match is still on. Rollins is in the middle of the ring. He bro kicks Rollins into oblivion. Ambrose is on the outside, realizes what happened. Cesaro grabs Ambrose from going back into the ring and breaking up the count. Referee counts 1, 2, 3. We have new Raw Tag Team Champions. The Bar now are your new Tag Team Champions. Rollins and Ambrose are looking like, what the fuck happened? The New Day just cost the Raw Tag Team Champions the Raw Tag Team Championship. Roman's coming back next week. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to issue a challenge to the New Day for costing them the tag team titles, and there you have another Survivor Series match made. Simple as that. All for Roman Reigns. I think Roman would be better off on Team Raw, and Rollins and Ambrose would have been better off against the Usos. But then again, that would leave the New Day and the Bar without opponents at Survivor Series. So I guess WWE, in retrospect, you look back at everything that happened on Monday Night Raw, I guess it does make sense, but they did it all for Roman. It's just blatantly obvious. That's my point. It's blatantly obvious about everything. Everything that they do is for Monday Night Raw and Roman Reigns. That is that, man. I am done. That is your Raw review. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think about Monday Night Raw and my review and what happened last night. Actually, if you are disappointed that we're not getting the Shield versus the Usos, hit the thumbs up. Let me know and let me see. Let me gauge. Let me experiment how many people want to see that match compared to what we're getting now with the Bar versus the Usos. But that is your Monday Night Raw review. I should be back with something else today. SmackDown Live tonight. I'm going to be busy working all day on videos, so make sure you guys keep an eye on the channel. I am JD. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys definitely tonight for SmackDown Live. AJ Styles versus the modern day Phil Uraha and Jinder Mahal. Will AJ Styles win the WWE Championship? Absolutely no. Not going to happen. But we'll talk about it tonight on SmackDown Live. I'll talk to you later.